Hi all, Heber here. So today we're looking at legendary mods, and this video here is about Yamato, because I'm just showing you here. I am putting first an epic mod on my Yamato, because I don't have one on this ship already. Of course I want that, so I'm spending 500 steel on that, and then afterwards I'm going to upgrade that to a legendary mod, giving me 5% more damage every time I sink a ship. So, you know, with Yamato, that adds up fairly quickly, and then once you've sunk 2-3 ships, you do like a hefty amount of extra damage. So I'll just show you my build here, just, you know, in case you haven't seen it before, but it's like super normal battleship build here, you know, full dispersion build, and that's really it. But of course, this video here is about the legendary modification, and you know, if you've watched my channel before, you know I really like these legendary modifications. It kind of puts me in, you know, the feeling of playing Diablo. Of course, I can't find them out in the open world. That would be cool though. But it's just as good that you can upgrade your ship like this and actually make your ship a little bit more unique and special, right? With these mods, no ship is going to be the same at all in the game, and that's a good thing, because wow, this game was starting to get a little bit stale about, you know, everybody using the exact same build and the exact same ships and the exact positioning on maps and the exact same commanders and everything. I was like, oh, it was getting a little bit crazy, and these legendary mods, they're going to help with that. They're not going to fix it, of course, but maybe if, you know, wargaming actually takes this step, you know, the whole way, and starts to create many more mods for ship, and not just the 4th mod, but also you know, doing it for rudder and acceleration and AA, what have you. So I did my 30,000 damage here, so that means that my first mod has been activated here, the epic mod. So that means that step 1 of 5 is activated. But that's not the legendary mod, right? The legendary mod only gets activated once you sink a ship. So the more ships you sink, and it doesn't matter, you know, if you just take the last 1% off or whatever, as long as you sink a ship, that's what counts. So I kind of imagine that kill stealing is going to be even more rife than it was before with these mods here. But anyway, it's a good thing for the game. So I'm a big believer in actually making, like actually doing something in your battleships, and boy do I see a lot of players just sitting there or reversing. That's even worse in their battleships, especially if you are on a domination map. If you're reversing off the bat in your battleship, I'm sorry, you are way off, and that should be, you know, outlawed, and you should be thrown in a lake with something heavy around your legs if you do that. Just like in the Middle Ages. No, of course I'm kidding, but in general people need to position better in battleships. They have to be more aggressive in battleships, and they have to stop showing broadside in battleships. It's that's really all there is to it. So I found a good spot here. I'm not broadside to anybody. I have plenty of targets. I've also capped. I've just finished capping, and this is a pretty good spot. So I'm not really going to move from here. I have a very good view of almost the whole battle, and if I have to defend this cap here, it's fairly easy. I can do it, and you know, it takes a bit of you take a little bit of a pounding getting into positions like this, but once you get there, you're going to be a real thorn in the side, because no one on the red team can now threaten B or C really. Like, they have to go all the way to the flank on C where I can't reach them, and that's going to be really hard. So all I need is for that smoke to disappear in B, and I'll be able to whack that Salem that's in there. And once that's done, then B should be safe. Someone else will have to take it, because I cannot leave this spot here. But hopefully someone will be, you know, clever enough to do that. So I'm just going to ignore those ships out there now. I'm just going to focus on the Salem in the cap, because he's capping and he's a threat. So we need him removed. And look at this beautiful shot here. Someone spent 25,000 steel on getting one shot. And it also gives us our first notch in the legendary modification here. You can see that down in the bottom right, where I now have a yellow icon. That means that the legendary modification is in play. And of course I'm up to 3 stacks on the epic modification. And then now I'm getting slightly annoyed at this Des Moines out here because I'm in a good position and I don't really want to leave, but also I don't want to get set on fire. So I'm just going to see if I can position myself in such a way that I don't take any of his incoming fire, and I don't want to get set on fire anymore. That's a very tempting Yami right there, but I'm not going to do it. I have to play it a little bit safe here. See, he was just waiting for me, so you know, you gotta be careful, and everybody's shooting at me right now, so I'm just gonna wait until I go dark, and then we're going to reevaluate this situation here. Because battleship play is so much different from cruiser play, especially, you know, agile cruiser play, because you don't wait to go dark in agile cruisers. That's at least that's fairly unusual. But in battleships, yeah, it's good, you know. If you don't have a target right then and there, and I don't, if I need targets, I have to actually pop out from this rock here, and that's a bad idea. I have the cap. We are getting the B cap. We're losing the C cap, but that's okay. From here, I can defend A and B. So there's really no point in moving. So it's very different from agile cruisers. Actually, pretty much the opposite. So we have another Yami here, and this guy also needs some applause because he, you know, he goes out there. He has more hit points than I do, and I'm kind of guessing that's why. He thinks, okay, it's my turn to take a beating now. And look, when you're in a battleship, it is your job to take a beating. It's not your job to get sunk, but it is your job to use your armor and your, you know, your presence to, you know, inflict damage. And if you need to take some damage to do that, that's fine. But you have to weigh it up against the gains, and you have to, you know, think, can I do enough damage? And is it worth giving away, say, 20% of my damage? And in this case here, getting this Yami here is definitely worth it. So I gotta remove him. I don't want to wait for the other guy's reload. And that means that he has like a fresh reload to use on that annoying Des Moines there. And I'm not going to push out here. I could have done it, and I'm still thinking maybe I should have. But I'm just so low on hit points here, and that Des Moines there obviously must have recognized me because he's just shooting at me. So I'm going to stay unspotted here and leave that other Yamato to the Des Moines. And instead, I'm going to focus on trying to protect this B cap here. And he's asking for my help, but he's not getting it. And that's a call I made in this battle here, and I still stand by it. I would like to quote the good old murder jerk here, and he says, "Go where your team isn't." And that means don't follow the other battleship into open water chasing a Des Moines, because and the Des Moines is 20 kilometers away. That's just going to be a waste of time. And you know, in the meantime, the Reds are going to have a field day over here at B. So instead, I'm going to hold my position here. And I mean, that Yamato, all he has to do is stop firing, and he'll go dark, and then he can reposition. So it's really up to him how much fire damage he wants to take. So the destroyer is unspotted, and I thought I had him before, but he was clever enough to stop. That was a little bit annoying, but that's the way it is. And I must say I have an excellent team in this battle here. You can also see how close it is. Like most of the kills get pretty much taken by myself and the other Yami, but I'll still say my team does a really good job. And you know, it happens all the time. You do really well in a battle, but you don't really get any kills, and that's fine. I mean, XP is what counts, right? So hopefully we should be able to remove the Alaska here. At least I'm hoping I'll be able to, but I don't get a very nice hit. Bit unfortunate, but yeah, that would have been a Kraken if we got that guy. But anyway, in the meantime, I missed out on a kill. So we've got our legendary modification up to double. 2 times activated now, so it means I'm doing 10% more damage. And again here, I'm missing out on a Kraken again. I don't know how that actually happened here, because I'm pretty sure that this minnow here should be absolutely wasted. But he must have seen my incoming rounds and doing his best to dodge. He's not even an agile minnow, so pretty well done, I'll say. But maybe he was just lucky. In any case, I'm not going to spend any time chasing him. And there goes the Aegir. He did a good job. He was holding that B cap for a long time. He didn't panic. He didn't run away. Even when he was pushed by the destroyer, and the Alaska, he stood his ground, and I'd say he probably won the battle for us here. Like he gave up like a lot of his hit points to hold the cap, to wear down the clock, and that usually does wonders, really. So don't run away unless you absolutely have to, unless it's like a losing battle, and then anyway, if you're running away, you're still gonna die, so you might as well just stand your ground, right? So also this battle here is going to come down to the wire. It's going to be one of the closest ones I've had in a long time, and I wish every battle was like this, because no one's really done anything like exceedingly stupid or anything in this battle here. Everybody's been playing fairly okay. I mean, if everyone played like this all the time, I would have no issues at all with this game here. But as you know, because you play Legends, this is not how it is. Like, you have absolute terrible players who do the exact opposite of what they're supposed to do all the time, and just play without any sort of understanding of the game or the rules or the maps or the ships or AP and HE or anything like that. So he's angled here, the Montana, but we still take the shot because I probably need 2 salvos to take him down anyway. And if I can do good damage with this one, wasn't a lot. What was it, like 10k or something like that? But it does mean that I'll be able to one-shot him with my next salvo. So, and also, had I waited, I think he would just have gone unspotted. So still, I'd say that was a pretty good decision to shoot there. Now, I'm worried about the Des Moines, because he's out there and I'm spotted now. And like I said before, that guy is doing everything he can to set me on fire. So with the destroyer spotting me somewhere in B, and he actually left. And this is where this other Yamato here is really taking one for the team, because he single-handedly scared that gearing away, because we don't have any cruisers left. It's just battleships left, and someone would have to do something in the B cap. And he took it upon himself, probably because, I don't know, I'm just guessing here, that he's down to like very little health and he's really not in a good position. So yeah, if I was him, I'd probably do the same thing. Scare the destroyer away and then hope you survive. But if you don't survive, at least you're going to win on points, because that's what he's done here. Him and the Aegir has done as much as they possibly can to stretch this battle, because we're down on ships, right? And the Reds have a destroyer, and I'm the only battleship left now versus 3 Reds. So I have to win this on points, and we have 2 caps. And I can defend the B cap. No battleship or cruiser is going to take the B cap for me, especially when they show broadside like this guy here. And I'm just praying that he's not going to get a citadel here. And it turns out that he doesn't. And I get a very nice hit on him there. I really think I should have one-shot him there. But okay, we'll let that one slide. So I'm just trying to angle my armor the best I can, but also I want to keep all 3 guns on this guy here, because I need him dead. I cannot have him escape again. So need to take him out. And once we do that, we will actually get our legendary modification here up to 3 times. You saw it just jump there. That means I'm now doing 15% more damage than I normally would in a Yamato. And that's substantial. And I mean, yeah, I like these legendary mods here. I think it's a great idea. And in a situation like this, where you're outnumbered and you've done a good job the whole battle, I will say I've done a good job this whole battle here. So I do extra damage. I think that's fair enough. So now I'm positioning myself like this on purpose, because the gearing is probably going to try to taupe me, and he can only come 2 ways, right? He can come around this corner here, or he can come the other way. If he comes the other way, my secondaries will hopefully deal with him through that little narrow opening. And if he comes around the corner, my main battery will nail him immediately. The Des Moines has been kiting away the whole battle. He's too far away to be of any use. He hasn't really been of any use at all, actually. I think he got a witherer because he was just setting ships on fire, but that's it. And there's the gearing, and like I said, my secondaries are off, and we do get a close quarters expert as well. And we get another kill, meaning we now do 20% more damage. And if I had a little bit more hit points and a little bit more time, we're down to 15 seconds here, I would totally go for this Des Moines here, and I would absolutely, remove him from this map here with 20% more damage out of my main battery. And I don't get the opportunity, but this was a great battle, and I would like to thank my team. I think you did excellent, and also the red team. Like, this was a good battle. This was an interesting battle. Like, and then it could have gone either way all the time, and that's how it should be, right? So hope you enjoyed this battle. I sure did, and I'll see you out there.